Good morning to you. I'm Jeff Slakey. I'm happy to have in studio the director of the Mason County Economic Development Council. It's Lynn Longan. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Man, 3 times in a week, I guess, we get to chat about the economic development of Mason County.
Yes.
Friday was Manufacturing Day, and I know right after our conversation you were off to a breakfast just about that subject. How was it? What did you guys talk about?
It was good. It was so it's really a meeting of our public leadership in the county and getting together to find out how we can work together. My main topic was talking about a recruitment program. So let's do some targeted recruitment, and let's talk about how we can all add value to that recruitment plan.
So when you talk about recruitment, is it a specific market that you're going to be recruiting into, or setting up a general pool?
Right. So when I'm talking about recruitment, I'm talking about targeted, which means we're going to go after what we want.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Not just sending out this message, we're open for business, anybody, come one, come all. It's not like we would necessarily turn people away,
right?
But we're going to be really targeted and strategic about what we want. So we've already heard from the community. This is what we want. Now we need to get some plans in place. Manufacturing, for example, being really clear and really targeted about what manufacturing we want, and then going to them and letting them know this is why it makes sense for you to come and do business in Mason County.
That makes sense. Not wasting a lot of your resources in the EDC, and if people have the desire and the need, and I think a good portion of when you guys were out doing those roundtables is bringing the awareness of those industries that you need here.
Right.
Very cool.
Right.
So what's the process on something like that? How long does you say, let's recruit people?
Recruitment's a long-term strategy.
Yeah.
I know, I think we are, as a society, we want everything right now. But recruitment really is a long-term strategy. When I was working at the state, we worked on one business for 8 years. 8 years.
Wow.
That's just the game. That's just the way it works, especially if you're going after the companies that you want that aren't necessarily looking to expand or relocate at the time. It takes time. You send out 1,000 messages, 1,000 proposals, and if you hear back from 10% of them, you're doing good.
Okay, that's that's an interesting number then.
Yeah,
very cool.
That was one I made up.
Okay, well, no, but I get what you're saying.
I said if you were getting back 10%, I would consider that successful.
Okay. Well, good. I like that. And moving forward, I know the EDC is going to work hard with its members and new members. You can always join up with the EDC to kind of join in these conversations. What else is going on over there?
Yeah, so last week we had a group of local food buyers. So we had someone from the Hood Canal School District, their manager of their kitchen, and we had John Cruz from the hospital, and some of those different ones. And we sat around the table and we talked about what does it take for you to buy local? How much of your product are you buying local right now? What would it take for you to expand that percentage? And so now we can go out and we can start, we can bring the food producers together to say, we think you have a market local. Here's what you can do to provide that to the local market, which saves your costs. It's much cheaper to transport locally than it is to Seattle.
Of the different ones you talked to, was there one that was more, that took in more local food stuffs than another one, or is there one that is over?
I'm trying to remember. I think Harmony Hill probably does the most percentage-wise, but they're very much smaller too.
Sure.
So throwing that caveat in, they don't have as big as like the hospital, for example. Right, But I was really surprised, having these people around the table, hearing how much they are doing local.
That's cool.
And they want to do more.
Yeah.
They would love to do more. So now we need to, figure out how can we connect that.
Yeah.
And how can we make it? It was suggested that we have a food hub. That's something I'm very much interested in looking into.
What's a food hub?
It would be a place where the farmers could drop off their product and the buyers could pick up their product, and they would be guaranteed that product on the same days, the same, amounts.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it would be just kind of a central station for that to happen. The problem with, say the hospital, for example, buying from a local market is they don't have time, number one, to call 10 different farmers to find what they're looking for, and then to go and get those. So, and they need to be, before they put in their order for outside food, they need to be able to know that they're going to get that local. And that it's going to be consistent.
It's kind of like what the folks sign up for the CSAs
yes.
or those shared, whatever, the community shared agriculture thing. I don't know what it is. But
I think that's right.
A CSA where folks will kind of be a member of the farm. Oh, those are great. That's a great idea.
But these are mass, these are people that buy a lot more than just one box a week.
Yeah.
So, so if they could have a constant market and know that they're going to get it, they'd be all about buying local.
And there's enough farms in Mason County to help get close to their goals?
That's what we're looking into. We believe that there's some that, that are untapped, that they're sending their product out of the county, which, more power to them if they have a market. A market's a market. But if we could help them actually make a little more profit by doing it local and getting them a local
that's really cool.
provider. So, and we've partnered with Enterprise for Equity out of Olympia to do that. So they actually got a little grant to bring these resources together. The EDC we contracted with them to bring them together.
That's a really good idea.
Just a small, it's just another thing that the EDC is engaged in and active in, and it works right into those industries, food processing / value-added ag, aquaculture. It was one of the top industries that the community said they wanted to see grow.
I mean, it's fascinating when you say the Hood Canal schools or the school districts. I didn't even think about those, or a lot of folks maybe not even put the two and two together of farms, local farms, and economic development. I think a lot of folks kind of just focus on business, industry and stuff like that. Wow, I guess
it's one of the industries.
Yeah.
So we need to work on that too.
What else you got on your list there?
One other thing I just wanted to say, we've been working with Pacific Mountain Workforce Development Council and the WorkSource office. We've been coming and meeting regularly it's been over a year now to try to figure out how we can bring business services together, how we can all work together so that we're not all tapping businesses over and over again, asking pretty similar questions. That's kind of one of the things that we have to do. In order to do a business analysis, we have to ask questions. So we have to survey the businesses. And with all of us doing, separate ones, and some of our questions are pretty darn similar.
Sure.
It makes it really hard for the business because they need to do business.
Yeah. They can't
so we've really been meeting and we've been trying to figure out how can we combine as many of those surveys as possible, and each of us get the information that we need to do our jobs better. And so I just wanted to say that's being done, that's out there. Hopefully, in a short amount of time, by early 2017, we'll have something really cool pulled together.
Last week we were talking with folks from Community Lifeline and things like that, and they get a lot of their services from the food banks and things like that. They get there's a lot of duplication in things that are happening. Is it hard when you come to two businesses that do similar styles of help or similar styles like that to convince one of the two that this person's going to take care of it, and maybe you can move a focus to something else to help? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm hoping it's not going to be hard. I am hoping that if we all work together and we don't just shotgun approach, right? If we have a really good plan, we have really strong professionals that are running each of these programs.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it will be the business won't necessarily know what's happening here. They'll say, like this person, this business development representative, they don't necessarily need to know that they're representing the EDC, that they're representing WorkSource, that they're representing all these different organizations.
Yeah.
What they need to know is that these organizations, here's what we're providing to the community, here's what we're doing with that information, here's how it's going to help us move forward. And then also the other thing is when you do meet with a business and you're going through and you're hearing and you're listening, and all of a sudden you go, wow, we have a customized training program that might be able to help them, that person has knowledge of that program, and they can ask, would you be interested if we could provide this customized training program? Would you be interested in talking to someone about it? And then if they say yes, then you send the person that has the program expertise.
Okay, well, good.
So.
I know that a lot of folks, when they come up with their ideas and their plans on helping, they like to hold on to it.
Yep.
And sometimes
It's hard.
That can be hard to let
getting
go.
through it, but we're working on it.
Yeah. Very good. All right. You have one final thing?
I have one final thing. I just want to say hello to my granddaughter, Kyrie, this morning. She's
wonderful.
listening. She doesn't always get to, and today she is. So good morning, Kyrie.
Good morning, Kyrie. Thanks for listening. Lynn did a great job, as usual. So we'll talk a week from today, and if there's ever anything more coming down the pike, bring it on in. We'll talk about it.